Okay, let's take a look at this one. This looks mighty complicated, and the question I had was very similar to this, all about how to reduce or simplify these fractions. It's like I'm in the witness protection program. I'm like shaded or something here. I don't know. I think maybe if I just turn my video off, it will be less distracting. So I'm going to do that. All right. Hopefully the sun will move shortly. Okay. So let's take a look. The first thing you need to notice when you have these is that there's a division symbol here. And so if there's a division symbol, that means that I'm actually going to rewrite this. I'm going to keep the 6a cubed plus 42a squared over 4a plus 12. But to divide a fraction, remember that you have to multiply by the reciprocal, and that just means flip this over. So it's going to be a plus 3 over 1. So dividing by 1 over a plus 3 is the same as multiplying by a plus 3 over 1. So, all right. When we're doing this, I want us to think of this in parts. And one of the keys to getting the right answer on these, honestly, is to take your time and not rush through it, and to take it in little parts and pieces. So I'm going to take the top part, 6a cubed plus 42a squared. And I'm just going to think about this part right now separate from everything else. So when I look at this, I'm thinking of how I can factor this into something smaller. So I have 6, which is 2 times 3, and I have 42, which is 6 times 7, which is 2 times 3 times 7, right? So they both have a 2 times 3 in them. In other words, they both have 6 in them. So I know I can divide that out. This one has 3 a's, and this one has 2 a's. So they both have at least 2 a's in common. So I can take that out as well. So think about what I've done here. I've divided out 6, and which leaves me with 1. I had 3 a's. I took 2 away. So now I have 1 a left. And over here, 42 divided by 6 is 7. And then the a squareds divide to equal 1. So all of that means that I'm going to put it over here. I have 6a squared times a plus 7. Okay. That's going to be the longest one of everything that we have to do. Let me see if my video is still, yeah, I'm still a little bit in the dark. That's okay. All right, now 4a plus 12. So let's think about this one. How could we factor that? Well, 12 is 4 times 3. So we know there's a 4 in common, right? So let's divide 4 out of both of these. 4 divided by 4 just leaves us with the a, and 12 divided by 4 just leaves us with 3. So I know this is going to be 4 times a plus 3. And then when I look at what we multiply by, we have just a plus 3, and we have 1. And there's nothing to simplify from a plus 3. We can't combine like terms because there are no like terms. So now we're looking at this and we're saying, is there anything on the top that we can divide with anything on the bottom because it's the same thing? We usually say we cancel it. Some teachers don't like to use that phrase. They feel like it doesn't explain what you're doing. In other words, if it's the same thing on top and bottom, we can divide to equal 1, which makes it just sort of disappear. So the biggest thing I see is a plus 3 and a plus 3, top and bottom. So I know that those divide to equal 1. So those are gone. That's nice. There's no a plus 7 on the bottom. So I know a plus 7 staying where it is. There's no a squared or even a or anything else with an a on the bottom. So that's staying. But the 6 and the 4, those can reduce. Think about 6 is just 2 times 3, and 4 is just 2 times 2. Well, those 2's cancel. So that would reduce to 3 over 2. Okay. So we're getting to our final answer now. Let me move my video back over this way. So that this can't reduce to 3 over 2. Okay. So what's left on top? Let's see here. We've got a 3 and an a squared and an a plus 7. 3a squared times a plus 7. And on the bottom, we have a 2 times 1. Well, 2 times 1 is just 2. And that is our solution to this question. Our simplified answer is 3a squared times a plus 7 over 2. That's it. All right. Remember, don't let anyone think less of you because you're young. See you next time.